so the type of data that you get from a typical laser scanner or a reality capture device. And we can convert those point clouds into high resolution 3D meshes.
So what I'm going to do is try to illustrate how we are utilizing both Cintoo and Newforma Connect here on these projects at the airport. I created issues wherever it was out of tolerance and they needed to make sure that they updated their model accordingly. So I'd make those issues and then push that to Newforma Connect, and then we'll give that the type tag as built, as I have highlighted there. So that way we can just track all of our as built issues and just make sure that we get those closed out by the time we hand our models back over to the owner. And then we also encourage our trades to do this as well, so they can go in, make the issues, and just assign to themselves. And it makes it a lot easier, because when it comes to as-built, it can be difficult getting drawings from the field, whether it just takes a long time to get them from them, or they could be inaccurate or maybe not as detailed as they like. So being able to use that real-world point cloud data, it makes it a lot easier just to get those updated. Seen as the biggest benefit of the integration of Newforma Connect and Cintoo is just the synchronization of clashes. It's a very easy process, just clicking a button and all the issues push over. Like we mentioned, or that was shown before, the viewpoints are carried over, all the comments are carried over. Comments is huge because that kind of shows you the history of the issues. So like the example in this picture here, there's a comment. When we push that to Newforma, it's good to have that carried over because we're getting the context of the full issue. Maybe they leave a comment saying, I can't move this, or they say X, Y, whatever reason X, Y, and Z why they can't move it, or maybe a certain rerouting they propose. It's just good to have that documentation just to make sure that when we get things built and if there's an issue with it, we have that full history of why things were moved where they were. So not having the copy and paste that or have that comment get lost is really helpful. It's also giving you that 3D model location. So when you click on it, you can view it in the model and it'll take you to that same location as it is in scans. So I'll just kind of run through one of our workflows. So this was for the Southwest project out of Concourse C that Marisol mentioned earlier. And we're installing a very large baggage handling system. And the thing with baggage handling systems there's a lot of clearances. So not only are we looking for clashes with the actual system, but there's an additional clearance above the baggage. Also, we can just fly through and make sure we're not creating any additional issues with the existing conditions. So it's a good workflow to kind of start in Cintoo, push it to Newforma, and then push it back to Cintoo, and kind of close that loop and just make sure that issue's resolved. We kind of covered all of our bases. So overall, we're just kind of seeing that utilizing both Newforma and Cintoo has been very beneficial to our coordination process. Very simple. Like we mentioned, we have 8 projects on Newforma, so it's a good way of organizing all those issues to the respective projects, and just making sure that everyone's onboarded to both Cintoo and Newforma early on, so that way they have an understanding of it and just know how to use it, and we can use it early on and just throughout the project just to make it the best process possible.
All you need to have is an account on Cintoo and Newforma Connect, and you can start collaborating on issues.